Okay, we decided to make a video on the benefits of scanning a motor. This happens to be a 2002 200 Optimax. We're rebuilding. And before we mount it on the boat and complete everything, we've got to run a scan before we even start the motor up, which has got to be helpful since we can make sure all the injectors are working, all your ignition systems are working, all your sensors are working. So we'll give you a walkthrough on just some basics. Right now we have it on so we can test each component. So we want to check to see if it has spark. We're going to, and this we're going to test. They call it an ignition driver. It's like a coil. You click on that. You just go to number 1. You make sure your key's on. There you go. That's number 1. It's a 6-cylinder, so we go through all 6, but we're not going to do that for the video, so we'll cancel that test. Okay, cancel. And now we want to test this. Optimaxes, you may not know, have fuel injectors and air injectors, so we'll check the fuel injector in number 1. Go to number 1. Listen very carefully. Click it away, that's a good sign. Not shorted out. But note that that does not tell you that fuel is going through it. One thing is we don't have fuel pressure to it, but you should also ultrasonically clean your injectors. You want to check your direct injector. No, it's not. We gotta go to number 1 again. A little louder. It's normal. So on that one, you can also go through 1 through 6. Again, it doesn't tell you if air is going through it. It doesn't tell you if it's clogged or anything like that. So you have to remember. You not only have to remember what this can do for you, you got to remember what it's not doing for you. Then you can go to live data. You go right there, and as you see, everything's at 0 except your fuel level, which is the reason it says it's 100% is because it's not connected. It's got your voltage, which all we have is this little pack attached to it. So, but TPS is a throttle position sensor, so it's a variable resistor, so it's a sweep. So what I like to do is, while it's hooked up, not even running, we'll just check. Here, we'll just run it that in the background, and then you just check to see if it moves back and forth. See a nice smooth movement. If it just like skipped a spot like that, it could be a dead spot in the variable resistor and then on the sensor. So you do have to change that. It's not a bad idea. TPS sensor. I think they're about $100. So it's all this good stuff you can check. Also, this is really good if you're buying and looking at a boat to buy. You have the history done. It's got to tell you all the faults it had. You can look through all the faults, and a lot of times they're low on oil. That's not a big deal. Stuff like that. All this stuff. So very important. Can give you a runtime history. So tells you this one 2,390 hours before it was remanufactured. Now it's remanufactured. So you can also do things like put it in break-in, which is all great stuff. So big advantage is should do it before you buy it. Should do it every couple of years. Negatives is, like I started to say, it won't tell you if this injector is clogged. It won't tell you things like that. So you should have the injectors ultrasonically cleaned. So stuff like that. Also, a lot of people that think you're scanning the motor, you get everything. You don't get everything. You don't know compression. You don't know if the injectors are working. Things like that. So you really have to do some other tests with it. So that's always good. In the wrong hands, this is a dangerous piece of equipment. In the right hands, it's great. So that's it.